Hi babies, welcome to High Vibe Honey for the week of the 14th of January 2019. It is going to be an amazing week. The cards that I have pulled are delightful and glorious, and they tell us really powerful things. And our tapping is about creating whatever the fuck you like in your own life because you have that power. And the cards this week reinforce this message. So I went to Abraham Hicks yesterday, which was really amazing. And now I feel like I'm kind of having a bit of a spiritual hangover. I woke up at like 7:30 and I went back to sleep at midday for 2 hours. I was just wiped out. And I wanted to let you know that when you're processing a lot of stuff, when you're making a lot of adjustments in your life, when you're changing your beliefs, when you're tweaking your stories and telling yourself new things, it's a lot of load on your brain and your body. And so if you are doing this kind of thing and you're tapping and you're doing your work and you find yourself feeling exhausted, that's totally normal. And I want to just encourage you to allow yourself to take a fucking nap. That shit is so good for you. So I just wanted to throw that out there in case any of you are feeling the same way. If you've been to a seminar, if you're doing your regular tapping, if you're really questioning your beliefs and the way that you do things and you're feeling like maybe it's time to come up with some new ways and you're just exhausted, that's okay. Take a rest. The world will not stop spinning. In fact, you will be so much better off for taking a nap and coming back to things refreshed. So without any further ado, let's jump into the cards. Our first card of the week is an oracle card from Gabriella Rosie's Bad Bitch Affirmations deck. And the card is, babe, you are exactly where you need to be. I love it because in our lives, it's so easy for us to think, I should have unlocked this achievement. I should already be at this place in my life. I should have done this, that, the other thing. That's where I should be. That's what my experiences should be. But the truth is that we are all in perfect timing for our own lives. And some people do a lot of things really young, and some people flourish later in life. And both of those things are great for different reasons. And there is always a beautiful gift in whether you're flourishing early or you're flourishing later. You will learn different things at different times, and there's a benefit to both ways of living. And most of us are just living somewhere in the middle. We've got some stuff nailed and some stuff we don't, and that is totally fine. So this card is just really gorgeous, and it does really drive home that message that it doesn't matter where you are, it doesn't matter what you've achieved or not achieved so far. Everything is perfect, and you can have faith in your timing, both your timing and the universe's timing, that it is all working out and you're exactly where you need to be. And I always find that when I'm going through something that's challenging, when I look back at it maybe 2 months later, 6 months later, 2 years later, I realize that that situation was so necessary. The contrast helped me create clarity. It helped me figure out what I really wanted so I could launch a rocket of desire and create this new world for myself. And even those things that are painful or difficult in the moment, even though I wouldn't necessarily go back and repeat them, they served a purpose. They helped me learn something really important that I may not have learned otherwise. So basically what this message reminds us is just not to sweat it. It's all gonna be okay. I promise. Now, let's talk tarot cards. These cards are from the How to Deal Tarot deck, which I love. I love the art. It's all these like colorful people. It's very cute. And we have 3 cards this week, as always. And here is what came up. The first card that came up is the 9 of Wands. Now, this is a card that tells us that we have done so much. We have worked so hard. We have put so much energy into creating whatever it is that we want to create, whether it's a lifestyle or a business or a career or a relationship or a family life. It doesn't matter what it is. Whatever it is that you have been putting your energy into, you are so close to getting to that completion point. You are so close to the final attainment of your goal. And what this card says is, baby, it is so time to be resilient, to keep going, to keep pushing. This is the fucking time. Don't give up now. You are so close that you can taste it. 10s in the deck are always about completion and getting to that moment of like, it all comes together. And so a 9 is just before that. You're literally on the precipice of everything coming together. So don't give up. I know that it may seem like you still have a long way to go. You may even be like, I am not even seeing like the shoots in the ground of what I want to create. Like, what the fuck am I doing? But this card just says, please keep going. Do not be deterred. Now, this is reinforced by our second card of the week, which is one of my favorite cards. And also the first card of the deck, the Magician. Check her out. She is fucking whipping up some badass shit right there. I don't know what it is, but something. And she's got every single element represented in this card. So she is working with everything that she's got. She's like, yes, I'm going to use a little bit of this. I'm going to use a little bit of that. I'm going to bring it all together and I'm going to cook up something beautiful. And the Magician is one of my favorite cards because the Magician reminds us that we can do, be, and have anything we want. We can create whatever we want, and that we are the magician, so we can turn nothing into something. This is the card of alchemy and of making real magic in our lives. The Magician is about a new life cycle, which is perfect, right? Because we are at the beginning of a new year. And this card says that a situation will be presented to you where you'll really have the opportunity to manifest whatever it is that you want. This card tells us that with focus and optimism, we can create whatever we want, but that we do need to act really consciously. So it's important that we think about the things that we want and we get really clear on them. One of the stories I really loved from Abraham Hicks yesterday was about a man who made cabinets, and he'd been in business for 10 years, but he didn't have enough customers and he was really struggling. And his mother decided that she would write down by hand the story of how she wanted her son's business to be. And every day she would sit down in the morning and write down what his business was like. In her dream scenario, she would write down that the phone was always ringing, he was so busy, his customers loved what he was doing, they were referring other people to him, he was so busy he almost had too much business. And Abraham Hicks said that within a week, his business was completely transformed. The phone was ringing off the hook. And she said, imagine how much power you have over your life if a woman can do that for her son's business by applying her focus and her optimism for 1 week. Imagine what you could do in your own life within 1 week. So whatever it is that you want to create in your life, I want to encourage you to take up this practice. Every morning, sit down and handwrite the things that you want. Whether it is a partner that you're trying to manifest, or a particular home, or some kind of situation within your own life, I want you to write it down as always in the past tense, as if it's a done deal. Like, write about it as if you're telling the story of how it happened. So write down the elements of this thing that you're manifesting that are really important to you, and write it by hand. It gets all your energy into that. Like, this is literally making magic. Like, you're basically doing a spell when you do this. And do it every day and see how it goes. And I think you'll find it really, really interesting how quickly this works for you. I often find in my own life, I sometimes go through periods of kind of not knowing what I want, or going back and forth about, do I really want this thing or do I not? And what kind of things do I want this to look like or feel like? And I'm not really sure. But then when I look back on it a couple of months later, I realized that those months of sorting and figuring it out were really essential, because soon I have so much clarity and I know exactly what I want and I can see it really, really clearly. And in fact, it's good that I didn't have clarity at that point, because if I had not had clarity but acted on it and kind of gone after whatever I sort of thought I maybe wanted, it definitely wouldn't have worked out for me. It would have just been a big confusing jumble. And so that time of sorting and clarifying is a really important piece of manifesting. So don't worry if you're like, I don't know. I just want to remind you that the clarity part and the contrast part is really important. And I also really want to encourage you to do this exercise where you handwrite the things that you want, and let's see how it goes. Now, finally, our third card for the week is the Ten of Cups, which is truly one of the best cards in the entire deck to pull. The Ten of Cups is, like I was just saying, about tens. It's about completion and fulfillment, and cups is about emotion. So as you can see, this is a very happy couple. And the Ten of Cups is about having this beautiful home life, about being with someone where you have this really beautiful connection. Maybe you have children, maybe you have a home together, but it's really about this full-on emotional fulfillment and how good it feels. Now, it's so funny how these cards come up because they really do tell a story. And like I was just saying to you, it's really important to have clarity and to know what you want. So the Ten of Cups is about knowing what your values are, knowing what your beliefs are, and being really clear about them. When you have these really clear values, you'll know what kinds of things you want to create in your life, and it will all make sense. And we also can't really create in our lives unless we know what we want. So this card says that everything is coming together for us emotionally, and that we're going to be in such a beautiful position really, really soon. So like I was saying with the Nine of Wands, don't lose faith, be resilient. It is all coming together. And with the Magician, remember that you can create whatever the fuck you like. So these cards are fantastic to me. They tell us that everything is possible. I mean, you already knew that, but it's just nice to be reminded that everything is possible and that you can have exactly what you want. So let's just say a big fuck yes to that. I am very happy about these cards. So the tapping for the week is going to be centered around the Magician because it's such a great card and it's easy to forget that we can have whatever we want. So our tapping this week is around you can create whatever you like, even though you may have blockages and stories and resistance and beliefs that tell you that you can't do it. This tapping is going to help you untangle those things, pull them apart so that you can get focused and clear and start creating something amazing. And if you love doing this with me, I really want to encourage you to sign up for Magnetismo. We start on January 20th. So you have until January 19th to get the special early bird price, and then we jump into it on the 20th of January, and it's going to be so good. You don't even know. So let's jump into this tapping. Grab your water. Obviously, it doesn't have to be fizzy, but whatever you like. Drink some water, and we will get into this tapping. We're going to start on the karate chop point as always, so just repeat after me. Even though sometimes I doubt that I can have whatever I want, I accept myself anyway. Even though sometimes I feel like my dreams are out of reach, I forgive myself anyway. And even though sometimes I'm not even sure what my dreams are, I love myself anyway. It's okay for me to be figuring it out. And it's okay for me to be wherever I am right now. I don't need to rush to make things happen. I know that my timing, while it may look confusing to others, is always divine and perfect. And I forgive myself for having my own timing. I'm not willing to let myself feel bad about that anymore. And I want to remember that I can have whatever I like. Nothing is impossible. Nothing is out of reach. I am a very powerful creator. And I will not pretend otherwise anymore. Okay, let's start on the top of the head and jump into this. If you would like to drink some more water in this moment, I encourage it. I think it will help. This is going to be a big guy, as we say. It's going to be a big guy. It's okay. All right, starting on the top of the head. I can have and be and do whatever I want. No matter what stories I've been told, and no matter what stories I tell myself, I choose to believe in my own ability. I choose to believe in my manifesting power. I choose to believe that I am the fucking magician. And nothing is out of reach for me. The only time something is out of reach for me is when I tell myself it is. And I've been telling myself that for long enough. I am ready to let go of this disempowering belief. I am ready to level the fuck up. It is okay for me to have everything that I want. It really is. Really and truly, it is. Wanting the things that I want does not make me greedy. It doesn't make me a bad person. And it doesn't make me unreasonable either. Some of the most amazing people in the world have insane expectations. And that's totally juicy. And in fact, it's really inspiring. I recognize that my expectations are what hold me back. When I expect that I can't have what I want, or when I expect that something won't go well, I am creating my reality with those thoughts. The vibration that I hold and the thoughts that I think are extremely important. And so I am willing to do whatever it takes to feel really, really good so that my expectations can be pure and positive. So that I can expect the best from my life. Because why shouldn't I have the best life possible? I know that I am a really good person. I know that I have so much to give. And I know that getting the things that I want will actually make the world a better place. So it's okay for me to have all of the things that I want. And it's okay for me to have big dreams. Because when they come to fruition, and the journey on the way there is going to feel so delicious. And I don't want to forget that the reason I am on this planet is to have desires and bring them to fruition. Well, that and having lots of fun. Those are the reasons why I am here. So I am going to behave like the magician. I am going to own my power. I am going to do what I need to do to create the life that I really want. And I'm going to tell myself empowering stories so that I can make that happen in my life. Fuck yes, I am. And so it is. Okay, deep breath in and exhale. Lovely. So 2 things. Firstly, I want you to go over to the Magnetismo sales page and sign up right now. If you do not sign up, you are really going to be missing out on an amazing opportunity to power up your life hardcore in a way that I have never offered before. This is a brand new thing and there's literally nothing else like it. So if you want to zoom up, this is how we're doing it in 2019. And the second thing is, I would love for you to comment below with what you are working on manifesting right now. I want you to get all this magician energy that you just summoned, and I want you to channel it into a comment below, and you're going to talk about the thing that you're manifesting in the past tense like you've already done it. Tell the story of what it is. Make it really juicy. Give us as much detail as you can so that people reading it can get excited for you. And then once you're done writing that, you're going to go and comment on somebody else's desire, the thing that somebody else is manifesting, and you're going to pour some juice on it. You're going to kindle their flame. You're going to tell them how good it is, how excited for them you are, how much you love the best-selling book that they wrote, how excited you are to see them with the love of their life, or whatever it is that they mentioned, and put all your sexy magician energy into that. It will feel so good. It will help your manifestations come together faster. And we're all doing this together. You know, we are a group and it's beautiful. And I love you guys. You're the coolest coven ever. Okay, have a beautiful week. Come back to this tapping whenever you need it. I love you so much.